And welcome into Elevation 5280 Sports and Lifestyle here live on this Sunday evening on the mark, when on the mic here, as it is Mark Sexton, Michael Stone with you on this Sunday. Once again, apologize for last week, some scheduling conflicts and just a lot of stuff going on, but we are back for episode 3 as we will be reviewing the movies that we were assigned 2 weeks ago now. Again, apologize that it's been that long, and also what we're watching, what we're not watching, and we're kind of going to do, if we're not watching something for multiple weeks, it's going to remain on our list until something bumps it off, and I can already tell you what has not been bumped off the list. You could probably guess what that is, but Mark, how are you this evening? How has your weekend been? What's going on?
I'm good. Glad to be back. Yeah, once again, apologize for the mishap on the schedules, but good to be back, having fun. Had a great weekend. My son just turned 10, so was out in the sun pretty much all day yesterday. That was pretty fun. What about you? How's your weekend?
Pretty boring. Yes. Maybe I'll bring it up when we get into our entertainment portion of the podcast, but yeah, I've been on a weird Marvel movie kick, even though wasn't assigned, and we'll get into the movie that I was assigned. Again, we'll get into all that on the entertainment side. Sports has kind of been, I don't know if the same is, for lack of a better term, market, but it's kind of been stagnant. The baseball is still flowing around if you're into that. WNBA and stuff like that. There's been fights on the weekends and stuff, so we'll have a few things to talk about. Once again, don't forget to like and subscribe all of our socials. Go to Facebook and like our Elevation 5280 Sports and Lifestyle, on X at 5280 Sports Life, on YouTube as well. And then usually the live shows get turned into podcasts a little bit later, but go and follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and Amazon Music as well. You can follow both of us on Instagram. You can follow me on X as well if you would like to. And since we are live, you can also text us at 720-375-2341. So you could do that as well. Leave a comment on any of the socials too. We will put it up on the screen as well. And if you have any recommendations also of what we should watch, or if you want to spin the wheel, anything like that, just let us know. Once again, this and multiple pods on the network brought to you by Pikes Peaks Sports Cards. All right, Mark, well, let's just dive right into watching or not watching. And which one do you want to start with?
Let's start with not watching. I feel like that'll be a quick cover.
Yeah, it is a quick cover because I'm still not watching any baseball. But
especially on the trade.
But on the everyone's like not Ryan McMahon. I'm like, dude, who cares? I did comment on the Rockies Facebook post about it, and I asked if owners could be traded, but I haven't heard back yet.
Was it answer pending? That's what it is.
I'm surprised they let it go through at this point.
I mean, it's one of those things when you're drowning, right? Important things start to matter less because the struggle's starting to subside.
Yeah. So, what do you have anything on the not watching list?
The only thing new for me is the UFC. Usually, I'm a huge Dana White fan on what he does with the UFC and the fights that he creates and the matchups and his ranking system. However, with John Jones retiring, giving Aspinall a title, just giving it to him. I mean, not that he doesn't deserve it. I just don't like it. And his opponent that he's got coming on is Cyril Gane, 13-2. He's not terrible, don't get me wrong, but his very last fight, he got absolutely worked. And the judges the judges fumbled it. And they gave him the win on decision. So not a fan of this. I mean, I'm probably still gonna watch it just so I can report on it and give my take. But I think Derek Lewis would have been a much better matchup. I think he's fun to watch. He talks a lot of crap. He's in everybody's faces, and he's just hilarious to watch. And I don't know if you've ever seen those clips where after the fight he took his shorts off, and Joe Rogan's like, "Derek, why'd you take your shorts off?" He goes, "My balls is hot." It's that guy. So I think he's a blast to watch. And just I think Dana missed the boat on that one personally, but that's all I got for my list on the not watch.
Yeah, I mean, baseball is really the only thing on my list. Um, so I guess we can just move on if you want to.
Short, sweet, right?
Yeah, there you go. All right, what are you watching? And that's why I said on the flip side when I mentioned baseball, because I am a sucker mark for a good Hall of Fame speech, and there was three new inductees into the Baseball Hall of Fame, and one obviously notably being Ichiro, CC Sabathia, Billy Wagner are the three major headliners to get into the Hall of Fame. Watched bits and pieces of each speech. Cool. I don't know if you saw Ichiro's. He kind of called out, if you will, the one voter who didn't vote for him. Otherwise, he would have been a unanimous first ballot Hall of Famer. And it's always funny how when Hall of Fame comes around, especially baseball, because you're like, is he a first ballot?
Right, right.
The question should be, is he a Hall of Famer? Obviously, dudes have been sliding down the list for years. Guys like, Barry Bonds, Mark McGwire, all those guys during the steroid era who probably won't make it in unless they do that senior list that we just saw the late great Dave Parker get in, who passed away a few weeks ago. So unless they make it onto is that called, the senior list, or it's like a,
What is it called? I know exactly.
yeah, there's a special, I call it the senior list because
Yeah.
I mean, not only are they like way past retired, but they've been waiting a very long time to get into the Hall of Fame. But Ichiro also, side note, the first Japanese-born player into the Baseball Hall of Fame. So a little side note for him. CC Sabathia, obviously pitching for Cleveland, one stint in Milwaukee, and the Yankees. And then Ichiro, a long playing career. Started obviously in Japan, so many years with Seattle, had stints with the Yankees as well, Miami, and then obviously Billy Wagner, the hard-throwing closer, many years with the Houston Astros. So those are the three major headlines. And we mentioned the late Dave Parker, who once again passed away a few weeks ago. He got in on that list as well. And so were you able to catch any of the speeches? Do you have any fond memories of these guys?
I wasn't able to catch any of the speeches. I caught the highlight of Ichiro calling out the one voter. I love it. There was a little bit of talk. This might be a hot take, where they were like, "Well, if you would have combined his stats in Japan to here," and I'm like, you can't do that. Back then, I don't think the Japanese league could have touched the MLB. Nowadays, not so much, right? Not so much the same argument. Not taking anything away from Ichiro, because everything that he did in the MLB was phenomenal. Everything he touched was gold. Huge fan of Ichiro. Huge fan of his character, his personality on the field. Just anytime you hear a story from teammates or people that have met him or crossed paths with him, it's always good. So I'm extremely happy for Ichiro. Very much deserved. CC Sabathia, I mean, honestly, what can you say about the guy? I mean, just some of the games that we can remember off the top of our heads. That arm. What a boss. I'm actually happy with these, and Billy Wagner too. Back in the Astros, back when they were in the NL, I believe. But I mean, good for all of them. I can't complain really with these three. I think it's well deserved. I think it's easy. I do hate the first time ballot, the same as you. Either they're Hall of Famer or they are not. Especially in baseball, right? I feel like in baseball, those are the numbers you can't really deny. Either he was a great pitcher or a great batter. I mean, that's really basically what they go off of. World Series wins are always a plus. I don't think I'm one of those guys in any sport where titles shouldn't. I mean, they're important, but they shouldn't be the make or break deal. Depending, if the numbers are there. You know what I mean? But not happy with it.
Yeah, and if you're wondering, Ichiro was a 10-time All-Star, 10 straight All-Star games, by the way. He was the AL MVP in 2001 and Rookie of the Year in 2001. Won 10 straight Gold Gloves, by the way, out there in right field. 3-time Silver Slugger, 2-time AL batting champion as well. He also led the league in stolen bases as a rookie when he won MVP and Rookie of the Year. And, just hit 311 batting average, just over 3,000 hits at 3,089. Wasn't a slugger. He was an on-base guy. Obviously, if you looked at him, he was not built like a power hitter. So his home runs are only 117, RBIs 780, and also count that he did normally bat leadoff. So he also had 509 stolen bases as well. So that is at least the Major League Baseball stats. I'm not going to get into his Japanese stats. We mentioned CC Sabathia, 6-time All-Star, won a World Series with the Yankees in 09, AL Cy Young Award winner in 07, and he was also the ALCS MVP in that 09 World Series championship year. I was mistaken, only 251 wins, Mark. I thought he was over 300.
So did I.
But he only lost 161, so it's a pretty good win-loss ratio there. 3.74 ERA, and he did have, maybe this is what I was thinking of, he did have over 3,000 strikeouts. So it's funny because Ichiro, 89 hits over 3,000. CC Sabathia, 93 strikeouts over 3,000. So kind of close in there. And you always mention the kind of the barometers of a Hall of Famer in baseball when you're talking about a pitcher. It's usually 300 wins is kind of the mark. But if you don't have 300 wins, do you have 3,000 strikeouts, which is also like the mark for. And then you also have the did he bat over 300 in his career? 300 is kind of that line, like you like to see guys over, but if he's not over, does he have over 300 home runs in his career? So I don't know what's with the threes, Mark, but that's what baseball has been set at.
They chose the three.
Yeah, 300 batting average, 3,000 strikeouts, 3,000 hits, 300 home runs. It's all threes. So that was the career of CC Sabathia. So, and then obviously Billy Wagner, we mentioned, longtime Houston Astro, had a couple years with the New York Mets, Phillies, Red Sox, ended his career with the Atlanta Braves in 2010, 7-time All-Star, relief man of the year in 99 as well. Obviously, as a closer, you're not going to get very many wins, 47 and 40, that's whatever. Pretty low ERA though, 2.31. And again, the Mendoza line for ERA is he under 3? Under 3. Yeah, over 3 is kind of like all right. But he was at 231, 1,100 strikeouts, 422 saves in his career, and he was a closer. So,
and the tough thing for closers, to kind of touch on that, I kind of have a soft spot for closers. It's kind of like cornerbacks in the NFL. If your team's doing good enough where they don't need you in safe situations, it doesn't matter how good you are. You're not going to see the field much. You're not going to get as many opportunities or as many looks. Same with like a cornerback. If you're locked down, the quarterback's going to throw on the other side of the field. So, I mean, they're going out there and taking advantage of what little game time that they see. And coming off the bench cold, especially for a closer, coming off the bench, you warm up. But you're sitting there all night waiting, not knowing. I mean, some games but for the majority of the time, anything can happen. And then, boom, hey, they call your number. Now you got to go and perform on the spot, on call. So closers, like I said, have a soft spot for them, and good on Billy Wagner, one of the best.
There you go. All right, I'll add this. I don't know if you saw. It's funny because when Nikola Jokic, he doesn't really get too emotional about what he's really good at, which is the game of basketball. But I don't know if you saw his horse win over the weekend over in Serbia, and he was in tears that his horse won a race. Again, basketball is his job. Like, he's probably the best in the world at it. 3-time MVP, all the accolades, whatever, world champion. But when your horse wins a race over the weekend, Mark, and you're in tears because of it, he grabbed a huge champagne bottle. So that was funny to see.
Yeah, he's always been quite emotional. about his ponies over there, and I mean, hey, I'm a gambling man. I've been on a ponies a time or two. I understand, but yeah, no, definitely a different gear for the Joker in that setting. Other than, I mean, I one of my favorite interviews is he's like, hey, on Thursday, when you do this and this, he goes, no, Thursday I'm going home. They're like, no, Thursday's the parade. He goes, there's a parade.
Yeah, literally right after winning the championship.
Just
he goes,
deflated.
Hey, he's like, the job's done. We go home. He goes, what about the parade? He's like, when's the parade? Yeah, Thursday. No. I gotta go.
One of my favorites.
I got a race on Thursday.
Yeah, that's right. Well, hey, congratulations to Jokic and his pony. Keep winning.
Are you allowed to bet on your own horses?
I would assume so. I mean,
I don't know. I don't know what the betting. I don't know if it's like here, like if you bet on your own team, you're basically screwed. I don't know what the rules are in Serbia, or even if they have like horse or sports betting, but I wonder if he bets on his own horse.
Yeah, I'm not sure. And I know it's basically an investment. So I mean, they're gonna, everything that they put into it, they're gonna get back tenfold just by winning the purse. So I mean, I honestly don't know, because that's the whole reason they're out there, is to gamble, right? So I mean, I don't know what the rules would be if you bet on your own horse. What would it matter?
Yeah, exactly. So maybe we can look that up. All right. Anything else on your watch list?
I got two more things actually. One's for fun, and one's sports. But all things football is coming up. College football preseason starting next week. I can't wait. We're getting to that time of year where in October soon, all sports will be on. I love that time of year. Yeah, and then just gearing up for football season. We're getting a lot of, the polls came out, recently for the rankings in college football. I was shocked to see my LSU at number 6. I don't know if that's right, but that's where they put them. I think it's going to be fun. I can't wait. And, as a Packers fan, be interesting to see, the additions on the team, especially Michael Golden. So it'll be fun.
Yeah, I maybe should have added this to my not watch list, talking about football season doesn't start for me until at least the start of September. Like I can't get into like off-season moves. That's fine, trades and stuff like that. That's cool. I think I've only been to here in Denver, Mark. I think I've only been to Broncos training camp once in the last 20 years, maybe. Just for some reason doesn't interest me to bake out in the sun all day watching guys in underwear, like the Underwear Olympics.
Right.
Yeah, like I said, off-season moves, that's cool. Preseason, sure, you want to see guys make the team and stuff like that. People ask, "You want to go to a Broncos game?" I was like, "Season start? No, no, sorry."
Yeah, no. Let me make that clear. I'm with you on that. I will put on my preseason games, watch a couple series of the kids that I'm looking for to make the team, or if they're on the bubble or whatever. After that, then it becomes a who cares game. Sorry to the guys that are going to be on that who cares list. I mean, all across the league. No disrespect intended, but especially a team like the Packers, where what's going to be out on the field for the most part. I'm only looking for a few of those guys to see how they're going to fare, and then after that, I'm moving on with my day.
Yeah, so there you go. I guess still on my watching list, Mark, is the W. We're on the second half of the All-Star break now, and it does suck that our girl's still not playing, repping her school right now on my hat, but yeah, still out. They got a big win against Vegas on Thursday without her, and then they get a big win today in Chicago. It's funny because I'm sure the fans in Chicago were pissed because they moved the game to the United Center where the Chicago Bulls play basketball, and neither Caitlin Clark nor Angel Reese were playing in that game today, and it was actually a really decent back and forth game today, and I don't know, Chicago the other day absolutely they didn't even score 60 points. They lost like 98 to 57. It was just a terrible game, but they actually kept pace in this one. Maybe it is the bigger arena with more fans, but yeah, still W on the schedule for me, Mark. So yeah, that's still on my watch. That's probably 3 weeks in a row now, still on the watch list. So that one has remained supreme, hasn't been bumped off yet.
Hey, I never hate that. I mean, it's like I said, this is something new in that league that we're all getting to consume, if you will, where now all of a sudden, certain players are making things matter. So no, I'm with you on that. I like it, and yeah, dude, it's going to be an exciting second half of the season. I got trade deadline, MLB coming up in 4 days. So I mean, with the Padres being right there on the Dodgers' heels, I mean we're holding down a wild card slot as of right now. So I'm very much interested into what we are going to do. We need a couple arms. I would love to have a hitting catcher. We were talking about with my pop the other day. We just need a couple more puzzle pieces, and I think we're there. I mean, at this point of the season, we're only 4 games behind the Dodgers with that roster, with as many injuries as we have. If I'm AJ Preller, I'm at the why not stage. Hey, why not go after everything? Why not go after Sandy Alcantara or Paul Skeens or Tyler Anderson or hell, Adley Rutschman? The Orioles are just kind of hanging around 15 and a half out. Why not try? You know what I mean? Those are things that I would be looking into for sure. Maybe they have, maybe they haven't. I don't know. But yeah, very excited this time of year, and it'll let me know whether or not to get my hopes up for October.
There you go. Yeah, just give the Rockies a call because they've been the farm system for many teams over the years. Just producing talent and then shipping them off for a bag of peanuts. So
that's right.
That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. Yeah, the trade deadline, like I said, same with kind of the football trade deadline's always. I mean, if it's anything, if either any sport is going to be like what this NBA offseason was like, it's always fascinating to see where guys go. Yeah, I mean, there's just so many, like I said, so many prospects that are included in these trades you probably don't see for maybe a couple years, and so. But the trade deadline, yeah, there's always a big name or 3 or 4 that are on the move. Especially from teams that are out of it. They call it, what do they call it? Let's rent a guy for a second half of the season. Screw it. He's on the last year of his deal with whatever team he's on.
Kings of that.
Yeah, so let's rent him for a half a season to make this push towards October, like you said. So that's always in teams' mind, and also the Yankees are very good at renting players. And then they try to pay him, and then they go to the Mets. So
that's no joke either. Hey, sometimes he wanted what Jeter didn't have. I mean, he thinks he's better. So
yeah. So there you go. We did get a text here from the 407 mark from Carla, and this is at least racing rules in Colorado, and it says yes, in Colorado under Colorado Racing Division rules, owners are allowed to bet on their own horses, but with certain restrictions. According to the states, I'm not going to read all that. If you are the owner or caretaker and have immediate custody of a horse entered in a race, you may bet on that horse on straight pools or multiple pool wagers, as long as the amount wagered on the other horses is in the same race and does not exceed your own horse's wager. You are also to include your own horse in key or wheel bets or box wagers, as long as the number of horses does not exceed the number of positions in that wager. Finally, you cannot wager on races where your horse is not entered unless your wager includes your own horse. Violating the rules may result in a fine or forfeiture of winnings. So that's at least Colorado horse racing betting rules.
It's good to know. Thank you, Carla. I mean, that's some good information. I might throw an investment on a pony now. I mean, hey, why not?
Yeah. I don't know where the horses. I know there's a track a little bit north from where I sit, Mark, but. The horse track up there. I think it's still there, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I got one in Phoenix. It's called the the dirt turf or something like that. But I might go down to Phoenix now and just catch one of them ponies going.
There you go. Obviously, you have the big races, Kentucky Derby and stuff like that.
Right.
But yeah, maybe Jokic should bring his horse to Colorado, and then he'll be able to bet on it. That's an expensive plane ticket though.
And then shipping the horse and everything else that goes with it.
Yeah, just too much. Just too much there. This just came across too. I don't know. I don't know if this is the same Marcus brother that Nikola Jokic tackled him and ruined his career, but it said NBA star Marcus Morris arrested on fraud charge. So that was just reported by TMZ. I hope it's the same Marcus brother or Morris brother. Do you remember that when one of the Morris, they've been on the same team 5 different times, but he was on Phoenix, one of them, and Jokic came up behind him and
clobbered him.
It's clobbering time, and yeah, I don't know if that's the same because there's Marcus Morris and what's the other guy's name?
I couldn't even tell. I just remember Marcus because of the situation.
Yeah, the other Morris. So for some reason, the 4-letter network gave them microphones and are talking about basketball now. And again, just because you played the game doesn't mean you deserve a microphone in front of your face.
Right. Yeah. So, sometimes people just don't know when to stop either. That was part of that issue.
Yeah. So one of the Morris twins has been arrested on fraud charge, maybe betting on the wrong horses.
Betting on his horse when his horse wasn't in the race, right?
Yeah, or putting too much on the other horses when you're not able to exceed the. So he might have to forfeit his winnings. If
do not pass go, do not collect $200.
There you go. That's the key rule. That's the key rule. Right there. And anything else, Mark, you want to talk about here?
Just for fun, because it'll be a great transition as well. Happy Gilmore 2. Got to watch that with the fam over the weekend. That was, I don't care what anybody says. It was fun. As corny as it was fun.
Yeah, if you're expecting a Quentin Tarantino, Steven Spielberg directed movie that's Oscar worthy, you are in the wrong business, my friend, because first it's Adam Sandler, who, by the way, just seems like a down to earth cool dude to hang out with.
Right.
Yeah, and then this movie included his whole family, his wife, his 2 daughters. One of the daughters one of the key roles in this movie.
Yeah.
So that was cool to see. I guess we'll just transition into our entertainment side of the podcast here. The one thing I did not like is how the wife was killed. That was kind of stupid. But otherwise, yeah, I mean, so many. I mean, Adam Sandler's known for his cameos. Obviously, so many cameos in this movie. Travis Kelce. Obviously, you're gonna have Steve Buscemi in this movie.
Right.
John Daly freaking lives with him. And then all the pro golfers. Rory McIlroy, Scotty Scheffler, DeChambeau. So all those guys in this movie as well, and of course the legendary one of the top golfers in the '90s, Shooter McGavin.
Yes,
so you have him. You have Marshall Mathers in this movie.
The greatest golfer of the '90s besides Happy and Tiger.
Yeah, Shooter McGavin. Yeah, so that was cool. Eminem in this movie. So that was. It's just.
It was. He definitely used his superstar juice, and he got a lot of people to come out and take part.
Yeah, Jack Nicklaus. I couldn't name you all the older golfers, but Jack Nicklaus said, "I'm Jack Nicklaus. I'm not Arnold Palmer." When he asked for an older Palmer, so.
What was the guy that had the old video game in the '90s? He was in the first movie, the one that would just shake his head. Oh, what was his name? Just drew a blank. But yeah, that guy, he had his own video game in the '90s. He was in the first Happy Gilmore. He made his way back into this one.
Yeah. And, obviously you have Carl Weathers who passed away. You had the jackass guy pass away. So obviously you're going to bring in guys who are their sons.
Yeah.
So Eminem is the jackass guy's son. And then, the big dude who played Chubb's son, in the movie. I forgot his name, but he's been in a few things here and there.
Yeah.
And so, and then I want to give a shout out to Kyle Newacek, the director of this movie. I don't know if you've ever watched Workaholics, funny TV show. It's streaming on Paramount Plus, but it was on Comedy Central back in the day. He was like the friend drug dealer dude with the three guys. He was the director of Happy Gilmore too. So shout out to him. Because I listened to their podcast called This Is Important, with Adam Devine and the two, Blake and Anders from Workaholics. And I was like, why isn't Kyle on the podcast? Obviously know why now. He's directing Happy Gilmore. So. And then I was wondering why like Adam Devine and all those guys were on the red carpet, and I was like, well, now I know because Kyle.
That makes sense. Yep. No, I was happy with it. Like I said, it was corny. I mean, you could guess everything that was going to happen. There was scenes where I guessed what they were going to say next, but once again, it was fun. It wasn't. I don't know. For me, it wasn't like the what is it, the Hubie Halloweens that he did. It wasn't that bad, so it was. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, and again, I didn't like the mom dying storyline, but that was kind of weird. But
yeah,
and because I was wondering, I was like, she's not in the movie a bunch, and then now you kind of know why.
Yep, and no, I'm with you there. I didn't really care for that. I mean, but they tied it in through the entire movie. It's almost like they were trying to force you to like it.
And then of course, Ben Stiller character came back as well as Hal. So
healing alkies.
Oh, Mr. Gilmore. Yeah. So good old Ben. And it's funny because I read somewhere too that his character in the first movie, it was uncredited, because nobody said his character was never mentioned, even though his name tag even said Hal on it. Nobody ever said his name. I don't think anyone ever said his name in this one either. But and then obviously his other daughter was in the Alcohol Anonymous meetings with him as well.
Yeah, they both. It was cool that he brought his whole family in. That was fun.
Yeah. So, and he still drives that old beater too. That old yellow beater. Yeah, and obviously Bad Bunny as his caddy as well. So yeah, there was a lot of cameos. We should have preferenced all this by saying definite spoilers, especially in the second half of the program. So, and then I wanted to, they say like people pass away in threes. Obviously, we lost the actor from the Cosby Show. We lost Ozzy Osbourne, and then obviously Hulk Hogan as well. So, kind of tying that into the entertainment side of the pod. So shout out to those guys and their families as well.
Absolutely, R.I.P. Definitely, Theo on the Cosby Show helped make that show. That was always fun to see what mischief he was going to get himself into. Obviously, Hulk Hogan, if you're a wrestling fan, and then the Prince of Darkness, R.I.P.
Yeah, there you go. So, Happy Gilmore too. I also caught the Fantastic Four new movie last night. Funny because I was telling you I was kind of been on a Marvel kick. I was like, should I watch all these Marvel movies in order, timeline order, by the way. Right. So and Disney Plus does it for you. You just kind of scroll down a little bit and it has it all in timeline order. They don't have I think if you go in like ultimate timeline order, they throw like the series in there, like the shows in there, but that's a little bit too much. But if you do timeline order, it puts all the movies in order for you. It was actually I think I only saw the Fantastic Four way back when Chris Evans was in it, who plays Captain America. Yeah, and I couldn't tell you what happened in that movie at all. But this one was actually, I think it exceeded expectations for me at least.
Wow. See, I was a little. We were talking about it. I was on the fence as well, so that's good news.
And honestly, anything that Pedro Pascal is in.
Lately, dude, he's been killing pretty much every role. I think I still think my favorite was when he did the Gladiators 2 movie. That was fantastic.
See, I haven't seen that one yet.
That one was good. I mean, I did love the original Gladiator with Russell Crowe. So my
They
advice to
kind
you is to watch the first one and then watch the second one. But yeah,
Yeah. Well, no,
fantastic.
I've seen the Russell Crowe one a million times, and they kind of pulled a Happy Gilmore, make the sequel 30 years later. But yeah, yeah, I'll have to sit down and watch that one. But yeah,
Yeah,
Fantastic Four, First Steps, um, two two post credit scenes, by the way. I will say the second one not as needed as the first post credit scene, but if you want to stay and watch the second one, it it's there. That's all I'll say. But no spoilers on that one.
I like it. I like it.
So there you go. All right, let's get into let's check the cinephiles here. Again, still weird saying that word, but
Time to
so
own it
you
now, right?
I guess so. So you were destined to watch Sergeant Bilko. I was to watch Airplane. Um, I'll, I have a lot of thoughts on my adventure to watching this movie, but we'll let Mark you kick it off here first.
So I have seen Sergeant Bilko in the past. It was one of my favorite movies. Just a fun Steve Martin movie. He plays a master sergeant in the army in the motor pool, and he has a gang of ragtags that help him continue to gamble while on the army's base. I mean, they got man versus horse tug of war they're gambling on. They've got dog races. They've got uh, lotteries where they use codes on the radio. They've got, they hide in the tires a roulette table. They've got a whole little gambling system in their base. And they all have a system, to when the uppers are coming to hide everything. And it's a fantastic film. If you want some laughs, definitely go in and watch it. He One of my favorite scenes was when he was describing his old colonel, and he was like, yeah, back then he was a major, and he was like, because now he's a colonel, sorry. So it was his old major, and he's like, yeah, Major Thorne. He goes, he was a real hard ass. He was on us, telling us what to do. He goes, it was like being in the army. So there was a boxing match back in the day that, of course, Sergeant Bilko, Steve Martin's character, fixed, and his guy accidentally messed up and fixed both fighters to take the dive. So for 6 rounds, it was a dance recital. One guy finally connects with the right. They both fall. It was funny. No, just great. The soundtrack was great. Some oldies in that song, or I mean in that movie. Riding around in my automobile. Only You. So some good tunes in there as well. But no, honestly, love that film. Funny as hell. Get a chance, watch it.
Yeah, again, have not seen that one. Honestly, never even heard of it until you brought it up. But yeah, it does sound like a. Yeah, obviously it's more comedic, right? I think it was in the comedy genre.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. And it's not quite as bad as a slapstick, but it's close. It's a lot of dumb comedy, but like I said, it's fun.
All right. Yeah, so I was destined to watch Airplane, and let me tell you, this is only streaming on Paramount Plus and or Amazon. So I had to rent this movie for $3.99, and again, because I had Animal House last, and I was like, it doesn't really hold up. John Belushi's great, but I'm just like, it probably doesn't. And again, movies made now in the 70s, 80s, and maybe it doesn't hold up because of the technology. Obviously, technology is light years ahead of what it was, obviously 30, 40 years ago, 50 years ago. So Airplane, obviously set in an airplane. Basically everyone gets sick. The crew gets sick. They eat the fish. They're not supposed to eat the fish. Just this doctor's on the plane. And he's like a wisecracking dude. He's probably the funniest character in the movie. That's where the whole "Don't call me Shirley" came from. I'm guessing. He says, "Are you sure? Surely you're not serious. I am serious, and don't call me Shirley." That's all that where that came from. And then the pilot was asking the kid some weird questions like, you ever seen a grown man naked? You ever been in a gym locker room? You ever been in a Russian prison? So again, maybe not maybe not quotes that would hold up in today's society, but it had its moments. It had its moments again. And then one of the stewardess was she got assigned to fly the plane, and then she was like, "Does anybody know how to fly a plane?" And the whole I don't know, what do you call it? The whole rest of the plane just freaked out. You saw people like climbing up, like where I don't know where they're supposed to be climbing to. People are like sword fight. I don't know where they're able to bring swords on the plane, but people are sword fighting. So it did have its moments again, but again, I don't know if I would recommend this movie. I mean, if you've seen it, great. I think the old timers like it. I think my dad's mentioned this movie a couple times. This is the first time I've seen it. I don't know if I would recommend this movie really to anybody, unless you want some kind of like bad jokes, kind of like sexual innuendos, obviously. Not really slapstick as well. It's really, really dry humor for this one.
Yeah, I've never seen it. I mean, I've seen the previews over the years of "Don't Call Me Shirley," of everybody doing that on the plane, or it was this. They were all doing that, I think, and so I've seen all those clips, but never actually watched it.
Yeah, so you're lucky then, because it was some of it again. I would almost compare it to The Office, the TV show, because that's really dry humor. A lot of people don't like not knowing when to laugh because there's no laugh track on The Office. Yeah, I know, me too. But some people don't like it because of how dry it is and how awkward it is and how just cringy it is. I'm gonna tell you, this is Airplane. This is Airplane in a movie form. But again, it could just be because it was made way back when, and the set's just a little weird. Obviously, you're not going to have the same technology as we do now. Maybe that's it. Maybe I'm just used to. I haven't watched an old school movie like that since Animal House. But before that, it's been a long time since I watched a movie, from the 70s, 80s, whatever. So maybe that could be it. So don't know if I'd really recommend this one. But would you recommend yours?
Oh, absolutely. Complete recommend. 2 thumbs up. Like I said, just fun. Everybody. I mean, the script was written with a crayon. Everybody can sit down and watch and tell you where it's going to go next. But it still doesn't take away from the funny, or it doesn't take away from the entertainment value. And there was another part in mine. He has this girl that Steve Martin, Sergeant Bilko, has this girl that he's dating for years and years and years. And he always has an excuse when they set their wedding date. He always has an excuse of why they're not showing or why he doesn't show up. So he leaves her standing at the altar like 6 times. And as cruel as that sounds, it was extremely funny how they did it. And yeah, no, great stuff. I love it. But I love Steve Martin too. So.
Oh yeah, I was just about to ask. So that's a Steve Martin film. I could not name you, besides Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, could name you any actor in Airplane.
Oh, wow. Well,
I mean, some of the guys look familiar, but I couldn't tell you who they were. Obviously, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, he stands out like a sore thumb in the movie, right, as the co-pilot. And yeah, like I said, some of the when the main pilot's like talking on the radio, some of that verbiage is funny because he says stuff, because I think the guy's name is Roger. So every time he's like Roger, and then he's like, what? Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's character, I think his name is Roger. Again, it was kind of all over the place. So
nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So there you go. Would not really recommend that movie to anyone unless you're into old school movies, old school comedies. Then yeah, go spend $4 to watch it. Yeah. So, all right, Mark, are we ready to spin the wheel?
Well, let's get at it.
All right, let's pull this up on the old on the old screen here. And yeah, so if you're new to this, what we do now, we'll spin the wheel, see what each other has to watch. We have movies, we have TV shows, we have all different kinds of genres as well. Obviously, the first spin will be either TVs or movies. Mark, you want to go first? You want me to go first? How do you want to do it?
I thought we were alternating, but I can't remember who went first last.
Yeah, I don't remember at all. I think it was. I think I went first last week. To be honest with you, because
okay. Well, then let's go me this time.
All right. So here's your first spin.
Maybe somebody will get TV shows this time.
No,
or, maybe somebody will get
movies. All right, Mark will be watching another movie. Now we switch over to the genres of movies. So here we go. Sports movie?
Sports?
Oh,
Cartoon.
Close.
I'm not going to lie, I'm a little disappointed.
Right, so let's go to cartoon. Let's see, TV cartoon. Do we have a movie? All right, here. All right, clicked on the wrong one. All right, here we go. Here is your choices. So good luck.
Yeah. Is that Coco?
Oh, just switch.
All Dogs Go to Heaven. Charlie Sheen, huh? All right.
There you go. Well, that's a classic Disney, right?
Yeah, dude, it's been forever since I watched this, so that'll be fun.
There you go. All right, let's reset. Let's reset the wheel. If I can find it. All right, my turn to spin the wheel. Yeah, TV shows would be interesting, but I don't think it's in our cards.
Nope, doesn't look like it.
Nope. Oh my god. So before we get going here, I'm gonna take these ones out of here because we've already have watched these. I'm sorry I didn't do this beforehand. Oh my god, I just deleted like all of it. Take this horrible one off. All right, now we're ready. So let's get back to genres of movies. So if you're just joining us, Mark got All Dogs Go to Heaven. So he's excited about that one.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
Here we go again.
Remember, we cannot get the same. Because remember, we did a respin last time because we got the same thing.
Right.
All right, well, let's see what cartoon I got to watch here. Well, if it's on All Dogs Go to Heaven, I'm throwing the screen up.
Yeah, it tried, didn't it?
All right. I can deal with Coco.
Almost that time of year, too.
Yeah, I can definitely deal with Coco. So, Mark, you are tasked to watch All Dogs Go to Heaven. Big report next week, and then I can already tell you love the music of Coco. So I can already tell you that the soundtrack is pretty cool on Coco as well. And then I think we both got Disney movies. Coco is Disney.
So. Right? Yeah, I think so. And I couldn't even tell you. It's been years since I watched All Dogs Go to Heaven. I know Charlie Sheen's like the main character. I couldn't even tell you who the little girl was or what music was on there. So that'll be interesting.
There you go. All right. So we have our assignments for next week. Once again, Mark watching All Dogs Go to Heaven, and I am watching Coco. So that is our assignments for next week. I want to thank everyone who tuned in live. Don't forget the podcast will go up shortly on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, and on Amazon Music. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel as well at 5280 Sports Radio. Go to all of our socials, Facebook, X, and Instagram as well. And this and multiple pods on the network brought to you by Pike Peak Sports Cards. And always go to our home base, e5280sports.com. All of the on-demand shows are up there as well in the audio vault and the video vault. So go check those out on the front page, blogs, Pro Wrestling Daily, and Between the Lines, all there on the front page. And once again, stay tuned to our socials to see what's happening elsewhere in the sports world. Mark, any other things you'd like to say before we bid adieu?
No, I'm for the back to the drawing board community out there. I'm also 2 weeks behind on that. Sorry, I did one show, completely zero audio, so we had to take that down. And then this weekend with softball on my son's birthday and a couple of the fire department stuff, I've just been jam-packed, but I will plan on getting back at it next week.
There you go. We look forward to that. Don't forget, again, stick around the rest of the week for all your normal podcast schedules as well. But for Mark Sexton, I am Michael Spill, and this has been On the Mark, when on the mic right here on Elevation 5280 Sports and Lifestyle, and we will talk to you next week.